A lot of people have been struggling to play defense after the latest Madden 26 patch because they can no longer get any pressure and their stunts are not working. Well, that is because you are using the wrong stunts and the wrong formations. And in today's Madden 26 video, I'm going to break down the best stunts to use after this patch to get more stops. Let's get into it now. Now, for the purpose of this video, I'm in the Houston Texans defensive playbook, so we can use it to look at a lot of the different stunts in the game, show you guys the best ones to use after the patch. Let's start with this nickel wide. Now, when running stunts, especially from nickel, it's definitely preferred to have auto flip on. We're going to go ahead, we'll just call any play here. We'll call cover 4 quarters with the Texas 4-man stunt. So we're going to start with nickel wide because this has kind of been the meta. Henry used nickel wide to win the first tournament of the year for the MCS, and it looked really good. Like, it was a really good stunt before the patch. After the patch, I feel like the nickel wide formation is one of the worst defenses in the game. And I've extensively tested it, and I'm going to show you guys why. So, before we do that, though, if you're enjoying this content and you want more just like it, make sure you subscribe to the channel and drop me a like on the video. Now, the best thing about the nickel wide, or one of the best things about nickel wide, is that you can't double team the DNs. And this was kind of the main counter to this stunt before the patch. But after the patch, you don't even need to do that. Empty protection honestly works really, really good against stunts. And you can see here, just not even doing anything, just calling empty protection, that literally nothing happens. Like, yeah, somebody shedded, but there was no pressure coming at me. And if you want to go the extra mile, all you got to do is untarget this guy right here. And you're going to see, again, nothing happens. I'm just literally like taking a stroll out of the pocket, and no pressure came at me. Now, this is very consistent. Empty protection will do a great job, but there are some stunts that this does not work on. It's just that the wide is terrible. The wide is terrible, and I'm going to go into instant replay and I'm going to show you why this is bad and what you need to look for to get a good stunt going on. So, the huge problem with wide is that the DN, look at this guy. He doesn't even do his stunt right. He just runs into the receivers and just takes 10 years. And meanwhile, there's just no pressure. He's getting shipped, he's getting bumped, all that. And wide is probably the worst formation in the game right now as far as that happening. I feel like it happens every time I try to call a stunt from wide right now. The DNs just go crazy. They don't do a good job stunning. And I really feel like this was some sort of coding EA did with this patch. And you'll see that, regardless of, play you call like here, we're going to switch up to cover 2. You're going to notice that the DN's just not stunning well. It is extremely common in this formation, especially, I would say way more than others. They get shipped. They run into, the line. They run into offensive players. It's just all the way bad. I really feel like EA coded and nerfed wide on purpose because other formations are not this bad, right? So let's move on. Wide, clearly not it. Now, dime rush is another one I've been a fan of, and this was something that was good because with dime rush, one thing you'll see. Real quick, guys, if you want to dominate Madden 26 and win more games, check out my VIP membership on Sportsgamerz.com. This is where I post all my premium content, including all the offensive and defensive ebooks I release all year long, in addition to premium Madden Vault weekly tip updates. You will learn the proven strategies thousands of players have used to win more games, and over 99% of my members say that they win more games with my tips. Click the link in the description to join now and start winning more games today. You got 2 slot corners, right? So the flip game is not a big deal. But once again, with this one, you'll see if we just unidentify the user, they don't really run into the receivers in the line like the wide does, but it just doesn't really come in that well. And I mean, obviously there's going to be, flukes here and there, but this one just is not consistent for pressure. As you guys can see here, all you're going to hope for is a shed. Now, another thing people were doing before the patch in nickel wide would be basically coming out and plays, calling the Texas 4-man stunt, but then using their user to run into the line and get pressure, more intense pressure that way that would almost guarantee the stunt. Now, you can do this by basically spreading out the line, Texas 4-man stunt, standing over the center, bringing up the sub or the stunt menu. I'm going to bring up the stunt menu by hitting left on the D-pad, and then hitting R1 or holding it, hitting it and then holding down the left analog stick. Basically, at the snap now, I can run into the line and that will allow you to get pressure. Now, it's not the best, I would say, from nickel wide because once again, you're seeing that that guy on the right of the screen. Notice how he's just running into the receivers. Again, I feel like this is very specific to nickel wide. It's really bad out of this formation. It's not so bad out of others, as you guys can see here. He just keeps doing that, and yeah, you might get pressure once in a while, but it's just very inconsistent. So this method does have potential after the patch, but it's just not good out of nickel wide. So I want to actually show the formation that I've had the most success with, and it's a pretty unique one. It's the double mug, but it's very specific to the Houston Texans playbook. You see, most double mug formations in other playbooks, the DNs, they're standing up, right? In this one, that's not the case. So we'll just call it, Tampa 2. We can do like the Texas 4-man. And you're going to see that when we break the huddle, this double mug is different. This one has the DN's hands in the dirt, right? Already off rip. We spread line. Still the case, right? So I can take my user and do the same little trick where basically, I'm bringing up the stunt menu to run into the center at the snap, right? And you'll see, well, this one works way better. Way better. This is probably the best one I've seen using this tactic after the patch. You really consistently will get one of the DNs free. And it's just, it's a lot better, man. Trust me. All you really need is the fast DNs in the game. And you're going to see if they're just going to try to come out here and not block anybody, they're going to get screamed at. Now, you can actually do this from plays where that linebacker is already blitzing. So, like here, we got the linebacker on the left of the screen blitzing. So, if I call the Texas 4-man stunt, spread out my line, you're going to see that, this is pretty solid at getting A-gap pressure. This one is really good. Now, you can, on this play, you can just use this guy if you want. But like, even if they untarget your user, and I'll use the guy in the rush and actually pull the stunt menu, like we untargeted him, you're gonna see that doesn't really do much. As you can see, the pressure is still pretty good. And we can actually pull off the O lineman to get back into coverage if we do it this way. So again, you're seeing that I've ran this one a few times now. It's getting good pressure every time. So all I'm doing, by the way, is once I run into the center, and right now, I make sure I spam either the X or the A button and just try to run back. And by doing that, as you guys can see, eventually I'm able to get off him. I didn't get off of him quick here. Sometimes you can get off him almost instantly and you'll like undercut, like maybe they see a drag coming open, you might undercut it for a pick. Other times it's going to be more like this, where it actually takes a second to get off of him. But, just practice it and you'll get better at it. I will say that just doing a 4-man, without anything is very hard to do. There is one way I found to do it. That is in the sportsgamers.com VIP membership. I'm already giving y'all enough free sauce on here. I can't share that one, but if you want that stunt, sign up for the Sportsgamers Madden membership. Link is in the comments and the description. But this is very nice, and it's something you can do from really any of these plays. You'll see like we got mid blitz. One already has a linebacker blitzing, so you can do it like that. Or if you just notice somebody sending 5 out, it is sometimes good to just run a stock. You could go do Tampa 2, which I already did. You do have a lot of options from this formation. Texans playbook is pretty cool also, because you'll see like they have 5-2, which is actually a screamer. They have 4-3 even. They have a lot of nickels, which I, like as well. There's a lot of unique ones in here. They have some dime stuff. It's a pretty solid overall playbook. I will say though, biggest takeaway from this is you got to scrap wide. It just is not a good defense anymore. It got patched into oblivion. Till next time, it's your boy Duke, and I'm out of here.